Today we're gonna focus on not only sensing and bringing our attention to the breath, but also create a greater intimacy and our ability also to control the breath as we go along. And why it is important to control the breath. Everything that is happening to us in whatever stressful or challenging situation has a direct impact on our body functions. So the heart rate races, we start breathing in a different way. So we can hardly do anything about these things that we cannot control, that are under the control of the sympathetic nervous system. So we usually cannot slow down our heart rate. We cannot change our hormones that are already in the bloodstream. But what we can do is to use our breath to induce a different state. And this different state is state of balance and relaxation. So we started with noticing our breath, how it flows in the body, where we sense the breath, and it's called the mindfulness of breathing. So today we continue with this, but we will also take a look at where in the body exactly the breath can be happening and how can we impact our breath. So with the breath we become more relaxed. So what kind of breathing we would need in order to induce the state of relaxation and calm in our mind, so that our heart stops racing, that we can really start relaxing instead of being agitated and reactive. So for today's practice, we're gonna practice three-part yogic, full yogic breathing, and it helps if you place one hand, right hand on the belly and another hand in the middle of your chest. And as you do that, try to relax the shoulders again, so don't exert any specific muscular effort there, so you can relax your shoulders fully, and if you can, keep your eyes closed. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna divide our breath and imagine that the breath takes place or flows through our body, starting from the belly for 2 counts, then it moves to the middle of our chest for 2 counts, and then we will finish for 2 counts, filling up the lungs up to the collarbones. And these 3 parts we feel quite distinctly, and that's why we keep our hands on the belly, so you can really for 2 counts breathing into the belly, then continue breathing in, expanding the rib cage towards the sides, but also the front of the chest. And as you finish for last 2 counts, you inhale fully in the collarbones. And we follow the breath out also for this 6 counts, 2 into the upper chest, 2 counts in your left hand on the chest. So it's feeling how the rib cage deflates, and also feeling on the last 2 counts how your belly recedes when you empty your lungs completely. So I will be silent for a few breaths. We're gonna practice this breath for a few minutes. And naturally you might have a faster breathing pace than me, so no counting from my side. Just follow this rhythm, and if you can, just try not to rush. Keep the breath equal, so inhales and exhales equal in length. So 2 counts in the belly, 2 counts in the chest, 2 counts into the collarbones, and exhaling in the opposite direction, 2 counts collarbones, 2 in the chest and 2 in the belly. And try to keep on relaxing, sitting with the shoulders relaxed. Don't lift your shoulders up. Relax your face. Just focus completely on the sensation of the belly and the chest expanding towards the palms of your hands. Try to stick to the breathing. It helps you to focus your attention on pranayama, so there are less chances that you start having thoughts. You keep on counting. we're gonna take another 3-4 rounds of this yogic breathing. So start now. And when you finished your last round, just relax your arms on your laps, on your knees, keeping the eyes closed. And take a moment to set the intention for this yoga practice in the present tense, in simple words. So this intention becomes imprinted in your mind, becomes a guiding principle of your day, of your life. And when you're done with setting your intention, repeating it for 3 times, allow your eyes to open. We're going to shake our legs and recross them. So take a moment to release the hips, shake everything. And we're going to recross the legs. The other shin comes in front. And we're going to do cat and cows in the sitting position. So exhaling, rounding the back, bringing chin towards the chest, and inhaling, looking up with your breath. Exhaling, rounding, inhaling, drawing the chest up, shoulder blades connect behind the back. A few rounds. And a few more. Notice anything that you might feel in your hips, or maybe you notice something in your neck that is a bit stiff, in your shoulders. So just take a mental note, and then we stop in the middle and we start making a circular movement. So we bring our weight towards the left side, left knee, then we draw the chest forward, then towards the right knee, and then we continue making these circles. And you can use your hands to press a little bit towards your knees, so you can maybe create a higher, bigger circle with a greater diameter. So use your arms, and after a few rounds in one direction, stop in the middle and continue in the opposite direction. And again, focus on any sensation of unease or tightness, maybe in your hips or anywhere else in your body, so that you can walk focusing on this place in some poses we're gonna practice today, and bring some relaxation and your attention towards these points. And then we stop in the middle after the last round, and we shake our legs again and recross them again. And we're gonna go in our first pose. So we're gonna just continue sitting on our crossed legs. So make sure that you're sitting on, you can find your sitting bones, and if you are sitting on a cushion, you can continue sitting on a cushion or on a blanket. So we place our fingertips in front, we lift our chest, so we roll shoulders back, lift the sternum, and then we look in front of us, and without rounding the back, we walk on the fingertips as far forward, without rounding the back, as it is possible for you. So we take maybe a pause at a certain moment when you start feeling the stretch, and it may be in your hips, in your buttocks, maybe in your back, and then we take a big inhale, lifting the chest even more, and walk our fingertips still further forward until we really feel that we stop there, and your sitting bones are still on the ground. So don't lift off your sitting bones, press your butt back towards the ground, and when you reach your maximum, inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, maintaining an active position, so your fingertips are still grabbing and reaching forward, your arms are engaged, but your neck is relaxed, so you can shake your head, yes, no, maybe, and you can allow your neck to be fully relaxed and your head just hanging there But at the same time your pose is active, so you're stretching forward, creating length in the sides of the rib cage and your spine. Take deep breaths, sending your sitting bones with each exhale towards the floor, towards the ground, so you're feeling anchored, and stretching into both directions, so the butt pressing towards the floor and the front of the body is extended, the spine is long and tall. One more breath here, and on a big inhale we're gonna inhale and lift the chest on the fingertips, so not all the way but just halfway, and then on the fingertips we're gonna work all the way over the left knee. So maybe even further past the left knee, and once we reach more or less our maximum, we're gonna inhale here, stretching the right rib cage and the spine, and then going over the left side, over the left knee. And again, it's an active pose, so don't allow your arms just to hang there. Just press on the fingertips and imagine that you're stretching with each inhale. You are stretching towards the left side, nice sensation of stretching on the right side of the rib cage. And you can relax your head, of course, and the neck and your face. And in this case, your right buttock is really glued towards the ground. So bring your attention to breathing, imagining that your right buttock, right hip and right sitting bone is so heavy and really anchored towards the ground. One breath here, and on a big inhale, we're gonna again lift our chest on the fingertips, so halfway, and then work all the way over to the right side. So staying low and reaching over the right knee, and then we're gonna inhale and exhale, going down. So active pose, breathing deeply, using your breath to expand the rib cage, to elongate your spine. And don't forget to relax your jaw, your face and your neck, and to glue your left sitting bone towards the ground. And we're gonna take one more breath here. And on a big inhale, we're gonna lift the chest up, and on the fingertips we move back towards the center. And for the last time, we reach towards the maximum. Maybe you feel now more space and ease. So we're gonna inhale, lifting the chest, and exhale. This time you can relax completely, so let go, make it a passive variation of this forward bend. So relax your shoulders, relax your face. So a few breaths. Allow your spine to round if you wish. So let go of any physical effort. Make it a passive forward bend. And we're gonna come out of this pose by pressing the hands away, so helping ourselves to lift the upper body back to a vertical position. And we're gonna shake our legs. And we're gonna immediately move on all fours. So table top, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, knees are hip width apart. And from here we're gonna activate our shoulders for a few rounds. So we're gonna move the chest forward and up, and then bring our buttocks back towards the heels. So follow your breath, inhaling, moving forward, exhaling backwards, few rounds. And don't bend your arms, so we are trying to activate the shoulder scapular, so movement is happening there. And if you have your arms straight, that helps to feel more action going on in the shoulders. And just be very careful going over your wrists, don't exaggerate, and press your fingers really firmly into the ground to prevent any overstretch or injury in the wrists. Few more rounds. And then we stop in the middle. And from here we're gonna place the right knee in between the hands, and we're gonna tuck the back toe under, and then we move our left knee as far back as possible. Then we check if our right knee is fine, so it should not be painful, and you can keep the right foot close to the groin. This is the safest position for the knee. If you have some space and your knee does not complain, bring the right foot more across towards the front. So there is a less sharp angle between your right thigh and your right shin, maybe even a 90 degree if you are flexible. And then we try to move our hips more towards the center. So we lift on the fingertips. It's quite intense pose. You start feeling something in your hips, probably on both sides, on the front of the left side, in your right buttock. So it's a pigeon or swan pose we are doing. And in a moment we're going to go into a passive variation of this pose, a sleeping swan. So we bring the right hand inside of in front of the right shin, and then we start moving forward, maybe going down on our elbows, or maybe going down all the way so we can rest our head on the arms, or even stretching the arms forward. So find the position which is accessible to you. You can also hold your jaw in your hands if this is the position that is comfortable to you, or relax completely and rest your forehead on the ground. So find the position. We're going to stay here for a few breaths and breathe deeply into these hips. It is a very intense position. You are not alone. And if you are the lucky one who doesn't feel anything, or should I say unfortunate one who doesn't feel anything in this pose, try to manipulate the position of your right foot so there is really a 90-degree angle and your hips are not falling towards the right side. If you do this, probably you start feeling something in your hips. Few last breaths. And we're gonna come out of this pose by pressing the hands into the floor, coming back with our hands on both sides of the right knee, and we go into little balance here. So you can stay with your left toes untucked and the back of the foot on the ground. For more challenge, you tuck your left toes under and lift the left kneecap off the ground, so the left leg is really active. And then we bring the left hand on top of the right knee, and maybe you stay here, or if you left knee on the ground, fine too. And for the final variation, a little twist, we bring the right hand behind and we start rotating the torso to look over the right shoulder. So lift up a little bit higher, or stay where you can find a balance. And one more breath. And then we're gonna place both hands on the ground and for a moment relax on our belly, and we're gonna shake everything lying down. So shake your hips, give yourself a moment of relaxation. The other side is coming and you know what's coming, so you can prepare yourself mentally, just relaxing, feeling how your right hip is doing after the pose, and in a moment you will compare the sensation after you've done it on the left side. So shake it out, allow your breath to return back to normal. And then we're gonna place the hands under our shoulders and we move into the swan on the other side. So bring the left knee in between your hands, tuck the back toes under and slide this right knee as far back as possible. Then check your left knee. Does it feel good in this position? Or you need to bring your foot more closer to the groin or a bit away from the groin. or even further away if you have space, and then adjust the position of your hips so you're not falling towards one side. So maybe it's not ideal position, but just the direction. So the more centered you are, the more benefits you get here. And we stay for a few breaths here in this pose. And in a moment we're gonna go down. And remember the option, staying on your elbows, resting your forehead on the arms, or extending the arms forward. So let's move into the sleeping swan position. So finding the appropriate depth of the pose for yourself and relax there. We take one breath. And then we're gonna come out of this pose slowly by pressing the floor away. And we're gonna move into the balance on that other side. So you can stay here and just place the right hand on top and the left, and it may be already challenging if you lower your hips. Or you can tuck your back toes under, lifting the right kneecap off the ground, so the right leg is very active. Right hand crosses over on the left knee, and you stay here, or bringing the left hand behind the back somewhere, wrapping around and looking over the left shoulder. One more breath, and then releasing and straightening the back leg, and once again going down and giving yourself a short break, shaking your hips, checking out how both of your hips and buttocks feel. Do you feel anything in your lower back? So shake it out, wiggle. And today we're gonna have a final twist in the yin fashion, and it's called cat pulling its tail. So for this pose we're gonna roll to lie down on the right side and look at your body. Your body is in one straight line, so the left leg is on top of the right leg. Everything is aligned in a straight line, so if you have a mat, you can see where they really line down in one line. And then you bring the top leg across at a 90 degree. And then we bend the bottom leg and we try to grab the toes or the ankle or the foot of the left leg, and we bring this left bottom knee as far back as possible. And maybe you stay here. You feel some nice stretch in the top of the right side, somewhere else. The final expression of this pose would be to move the right shoulder a bit more across, and then you can open your chest towards the sky. So it's just a direction. If you feel that your left leg starts bending, that's fine too. Just do anything you need to do to start relaxing in the pose. And don't forget to breathe, it's a twist. And you remember, we use the twist to rebalance the spine, but also to squeeze toxins from the organs of our abdominal area. So the deeper you breathe, the more benefits you get from the pose. One more breath. And then we're gonna release the bottom leg, and we're gonna move on our back, bring the knees towards the chest, make a couple of circles on the back, and we're gonna move towards the other side through a little playful variation of the balance. So we're gonna start moving back and forth on our back. And we will try each time to shift our hips a little bit more towards the right. And we start just rolling, making a full circle on our backs. And if it doesn't work, no worries, just to continue going up and back. And once you reach the original position, we're gonna move to cat pulling its tail on the other side. So we are lying down on our left side. The whole body is in one line, one straight line. Right leg across, left knee bent, and you try to grab the left foot. Again, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen today. No worries, you stay on the elbow. And if it's available today, you can slide your left shoulder blade more under and open the chest towards the sky. So keep on breathing, keep on feeling the things happening in your left side quadriceps. Relaxing your buttocks. Giving yourself 100 benefits, 100% benefits of this pose by breathing yet deeper into your rib cage. One more breath. And then we release the bottom leg, bottom foot, and we move on our back once again. And this time we bring the knees towards the chest, and then we shake the legs in the air. You can also shake your arms, shake your wrists. You can flex and point the toes, rotate the toes, but do anything else. Maybe just shaking is really, really nice. And then we're gonna move into our final relaxation, and today we continue focusing on that full yogic breathing as we stay relaxed on our back. So this time we place our left hand on the belly and right hand on our heart area. So make sure that you bring your shoulder blades a bit closer, that your feet are slightly apart. And we first take a couple of breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, letting go of any unwanted tension, anything emotional or physical that you can live without. And then we close our eyes and just continue breathing really slowly. You don't need to count this time, but just focus on this rhythmic movement of your belly expanding towards your left palm. And as your breath moves, and as your lungs are filled with air, you feel the breath moving towards your right palm, and then all the way to the base of your neck, to your collarbones. And then on the exhale, the movement is in opposite direction. So you feel how your body relaxes towards the ground. And I will be again silent for a few breaths. And if your attention drifts away from the movement of your belly and your chest, let it drift away, relax completely. The last couple of breaths, you can release your Arms next to the body, just letting go of everything for a few last breaths. And then it's time to start waking up. Start moving your fingers, bring your legs together, flex your toes and move your toes, wiggle your toes. Nice to give yourself a long stretch, so bringing the arms over the head, stretching everything, feeling the muscles, and then bending the knees, maybe staying for a moment with your back on the ground, relaxing the lower back, and then rolling towards your side, left to right, and staying there for a few breaths. Imagining your body on the ground, imagining how you are lying down there with your knees towards the chest. And then we are ready to emerge from the relaxation by pressing the hands into the ground and helping ourselves to find our sitting position, cross-legged, or any other alternative position you would like to take. Last few moments of reconnecting to our breath and body. Remembering that while we cannot influence many of the automatic functions in our body, the breath is always within our reach. All our powers, all our attention and awareness starts with the breath. It is always there, and you can always rely on it helping you to find your balance. Take a moment to repeat your intention that you set at the beginning of the session 3 times silently. And then bringing the hands in front of the chest and namaste, opening the eyes, bowing over the hands in gratitude for finding time to practice. Namaste. Be well.